On the engine swap. This is the engine that came out. This is the numbers matching engine that comes out of that came out of my Z. As you can see, it's pretty well stripped down. There's no water inlet over here. There's no thermostat housing. Manifolds obviously off. PVC hose is still attached. But this is what came out of the car, and of course, this is what's in the car now. It's running great. I think you saw the compression numbers are all about 175 psi. I put about 500 miles on it so far. Oil's right up. Let's see. I can't tell if it's dropped at all, which is fantastic. So that's a good thing. And I currently have an open run stand. And as you can see, this is complete. All you have to do is attach the manifold here. I've got the exhaust pipe down there, silencer or exhaust muffler, radiator. I just got through talking to my buddy William down in South Florida. William, this is what I was talking about, and I mean it's got instrumentation, it's got oil pressure, water temp, so we can monitor that. I have an alternator throw on it, so we keep the battery charged up while it's running. I have a fuel pressure. None of that matters to you because that's not going to be a well. Actually, no, it doesn't. None of that would affect you. The only thing you'd probably be interested in would be the oil pressure. We want to make sure that comes up to where it should be. That and the vacuum. We can check the vacuum, and we can install your engine just kind of in the condition you saw on the other stand. We could put that thing on here. I'd say it would take us more than an hour to get it all hooked up and ready to roll. So that's an invitation. So let me just wrap all this up. There you go. Get me on camera. Hey, Big Daddy. There you go, guy. So that's where we are. I couldn't be happier with the way the car is running now, with the replacement engine, if you will. I even was able to bump the idle down a little bit because it's so smooth. I can take it right down to to 800 RPM, whatever the specs are. It's perfectly fine. And I bumped the air conditioning down so it doesn't rev so high when I'm sitting there in traffic with the AC on. Yeah, it really worked out well. I'm very pleased with it. Of course, now the next question is, what about turbo, Dave? Well, the turbo's running great. Cranks right up. Like I said before, the next part of the process is going to be to get the wiring harness all squared away. I'm probably not going to tear down that core engine that came out here, the numbers matching engine. I was thinking about tearing that down and trying to figure out why I was burning oil. But frankly, you got to say, well, what's the point? Tear it down for what reason? This engine's great. I can't see putting that engine, if it fixed, back in here, because even if I did that, it would have the lower compression head, so it'd be like a downgrade. It would be nice. It'd be fun to tear an engine down. It'd be fun to try to figure out where the problem is, and it'd be fun to rebuild one. Hopefully, I would just need to put maybe a hone and rings on it if the cylinders aren't worn. But that becomes a whole other rabbit hole to go down. And frankly, I have a problem with not incomplete projects. So in other words, if I start the engine, okay, we're going to be working on that engine until it's completely right, which puts everything else on hold. That means the turbo harness gets stopped, my travel plans get delayed, my great East Coast trip gets delayed, my great West Coast up to PCH gets delayed. All the other things that I would like to do with the car are done while I'm putzing around with an engine that I don't even need. So at this point, I'm thinking the smart move is to do nothing. Just drain the engine of oil and coolant, basically mothball it as is. I mean, it's a drivable, workable engine. It just has an oil consumption problem that's a little bit higher than it should be. I mean, if you look at the factory service manual, it says anything less than or more than 1 quart every 600 miles is an oil burner. Well, that's 1 quart about every 850. So technically, It's not an oil burner. It doesn't leave a big trail of blue smoke or anything like that. It's just more of a inconvenience because you have to always constantly be checking on it. And I also think it might account for some of my odd compression readings I've had in the past where I'll lose a cylinder and compression drops and then it comes back after an Italian tune-up. So I think there may be some carbon buildup from all the burning oil that's maybe hanging the valves up. So there's that. But if I tear it down, I'll get into this rabbit hole of having to finish it, whereas if I just mothball it, it'll be ready and maybe I'll get to it at some point, or maybe I never will. I mean, the ultimate goal again is to put the turbo in, which means this engine comes out.